all in.
Super torn on this co-meet, but very excited nonetheless. We got Andre Muniz, aka Sergi Pano, taking on Brendan Allen. You know him as All In, and All In Allen is riding a nice three-fight win streak, and he's really been looking impressive in all those matchups, right? He won that light heavyweight easy work matchup against Smilin' Sam. He then smoked Jacob Malkoun with a unanimous decision after that, and Malkoun is looking pretty nice these days, so that's kind of a win that's aging nicely for Brendan Allen. And then most recently, he sent Jocko over to PFL and picked up a performance of the night, first round finish. It was easy work. I picked Jocko in that one. I thought that he was going to be much more competitive than he was because Jocko was riding a nice win streak going into that one, but Brendan Allen put a quick end to that and sent him packing. And if we look at Brendan Allen, he's 20-5, 8-2 in the UFC, and those two UFC losses are against pretty tough guys, right? The Milkman Chris Curtis, and then he got finished by Sean Strickland before that. And even pre-UFC, the guys he was losing to are tough dudes, right? Eric Anders he lost to, and then he lost to Fluffy Hernandez. So unless you are a really tough top-tier guy, Brendan Allen is likely to beat you. And Andre Muniz, meanwhile, is all the rage, right? This guy's coming in with all the hype in the world, and it makes sense why, right? He's 23-4 overall, 5-0 in the UFC, and a bunch of finishes, right? He's got that nasty armbar where if you don't tap, then your arm will snap, and Jacare found that out the hard way, and Eric Anders as well. Bartosz Fabinski got absolutely smoked, and most recently he picked up a unanimous win over Uriah Hall, and that was a win that I think some people were a little bit underwhelmed at the fact that Muniz was unable to get a finish in that one, but nonetheless, it was a easy work dominant win over Uriah Hall. Not the most compelling or sexy performance from either guy, but it was a clear victory for him and against a guy in Uriah Hall who has been there, done that, right? That's a true veteran of the game. So a great recent win for Andre and continued that basically double-digit fight win streak. I mean, the last time this dude sniffed defeat was when Azamat Murzakanov was able to absolutely sleep him with one punch over at United Caucasian FC1 all the way back in 2016. So it's been a hell of a run for Andre Muniz, but All In Allen definitely is a different level. So in this co-meet event, are you taking Sergi Pano or is All In Allen going to get another W? Who are you taking?
Yeah, this is a very tough one, very torn. I'm a big fan of Andre Muniz. I'm super hyped on him, but Allen's just been looking really good lately. While that last performance versus a kind of not prime Ryan Hall, it's like it's hard to distinguish how amazing that win was. It was pretty boring too. So like he was boring versus arguably a really bad fighter Ryan Hall that, is kind of a bum, not in his peak times, and he had trouble versus that. Is he gonna have trouble versus All In Allen, who's peaking? So that's what I wonder. I just don't think. I don't know. I would be mind blown if Muniz submits Allen because Allen's known to be the submitter, but I would imagine Allen is gonna have way better stand up than Muniz, and I could see where Allen, with all of his experience, I mean, like you said, he only loses to the guys that are basically some of the best, like ever. And and I do like that he's an underdog too. I hope Muniz wins, but honestly, I think stylistically, I think Brendan Allen, this is a really good matchup for him, and I think he can pull this off, and I think he's gonna pull it off. I think he actually gets a KO or wins by decision.
Yeah, it honestly wouldn't surprise me, right? And at plus 160, I think that's pretty decent value for the really great caliber of fighter that Brendan Allen is. And, I think this could be a new level for Andre Muniz. I mean, he has gone against some tough guys, but this, I think, would be his toughest opponent to date. And I don't know, I'm pretty torn on it, but 81% is awfully bullish on Muniz, right? And there's a lot of copper for that sub. 19%, meanwhile, is roll with Brendan Allen. Do you think that, although we know Brendan Allen as a submission threat and a guy who is no slouch on the ground, if Muniz is able to get this one done, do you foresee a submission being the most likely pathway, or do you see Muniz maybe being able to win a decision, KO? If Muniz gets this done, how does he do it?
Yeah, if Muniz gets it done, he gets a submission or he wins on the same way he won versus Ryan Hall. Back hug, goes with Ryan with the backpack, and just kind of smothers and gets a few punches here and there, but doesn't actually put intense damage or hurts the guy. Like Ryan Hall was just like, I'm okay. That just sucked. I got a backpack and I couldn't get it off. So if he does that, he maybe could, but I don't know. I just respect, Brendan Allen's grappling so much that I think it's the kryptonite to stop him, and it's gonna force Andre Muniz to either use his crazy physical strength and maybe he just manhandles Allen because he's just too strong. That's like the only X factor for me. But if he is not stronger than Brendan Allen, I just think that there's nothing he can do. I don't think he'll be able to get it to the ground. I think if they're same strength, Brendan Allen has the same tool set, if not arguably better. It'll be very interesting to see, but this is a big test for both guys. Whoever wins this, especially if it's dominant in an amazing fashion, sky's the limit. Like they're just gonna keep going up. Like even if Brendan, it's like wow, Brendan's really leveled up because both these guys are very good. That's for sure. There's no question that both these guys are very good.
Yeah, 100%. This is going to tell us a lot about both guys. And for sure, both of them are very good. I think whoever wins this fight just sort of enters that potential future champ conversation as opposed to just being a very tough top 15 guy. So I think we'll learn a lot about both guys in this one. I got to go with Andre Muniz. I don't know. I think that you really hit it on the head when you said the strength is going to be everything in this one. And I think we're going to know pretty early in this fight how it's going to go because if Andre Muniz is unable to get this fight to the mat and perhaps Brendan Allen is stuffing takedowns or reversing positions on the cage, then I think it could be a long night for Sergi Pano. I guess I just ultimately believe that he will have the requisite strength advantage in order to take the fight where he needs to, simply because that's all we really have seen from Muniz so far. Like, even if he isn't finishing fights, he still is getting it into positions that he wants the fight to be in, and until I see anyone be able to stop that, I'm just going to have to keep rolling with Sergi Pano. But Brendan Allen, he might definitely be the guy to do it. And even if he does lose this fight, Brendan Allen's only 27 years old, right? So I kind of worry for the other middleweights who have to fight Brendan Allen in 2-3 years because this dude is going to be an absolute killer. I mean, he already is an absolute killer, and he's only 27. But I just like where Andre Muniz is at this point of their career, so I'm going to take him by decision. If he is able to get the finish, though, then I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you give him a title shot right away, but he's got to be pretty close because a finish over Brendan Allen would definitely be something that earns you a great next fight and a great opportunity for sure. So I'm taking Muniz. I like him to win by decision. Any last thoughts?
No, this is a great fight, absolute banger. Whoever wins, it's like, oh, not surprised, but very, very excited for this one, to be honest. This is probably the best fight on the card. But throw in the comments who you taking. Taking an Andre or you taking all in?